right. We're back, baby. We are back. Morning, everyone. Welcome back. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Margin, Dino, Golf, 3D, Aiden, Foolish, Bruce, Margin again, Closer, David, Robert, Pat, Carlitos, G Pilot, Darth, Elisa. Morning, guys. Chef, good morning. Andy, Sam. Morning, Daniel. TTL, love it. The foot, it's not good. It's not good, man. Well, I was supposed to go yesterday to get an x-ray, but they rescheduled my appointment to today. So today at 2:15 today, I got to go. But I can't put any pressure on my heel. It's not feeling good. I don't know. We'll see. Morning, everyone. What a Friday low yesterday, man. What a Friday low. Holy shit. Love it. I was digging that level into you yesterday. Digging it in. Don't long until we break Friday's lows. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. What a beautiful fade to start the day. I mean, that's just awesome. Straight off Friday's lows. Morning fader. Straight off that level. Beautiful. I think it could be plantar fasciitis. It's either that, maybe it's I had tendonitis before in my foot. I don't know if I re-aggravated that. Heel spur fracture. Yeah, that's definitely, it feels like it could be something like that. It's something like that, for sure. Definitely something like that. Matt Diamond, welcome to the other side of the... Yeah, Matt, I was trying to keep the dream alive. Going playing, I'm part of a pickup league at a local field around here. Every Tuesday we go play, and about 5 minutes in, hit a nice shot, like a nice sort of like mid volley, and then landed on my landing foot, on my left foot, and I don't know, that was it. I couldn't walk after that. So yeah, we'll get over it. Not a big deal. Yeah, Ryan, that's right, man. That's the spot. That is the spot, Ryan. All right, let's do it. So, yesterday, awesome. Perfect Friday low, 19,770. Oh, by the way, I like to do this. Go follow Matt Diamond, man. Matt Diamond, good guy. He's on his new, he's back in it. Happy to see you back, Matt, after a little bit of a time away. Happy to see you back, getting involved once again. So, check out Mr. Matt Diamond, Matty Ice. Good guy. Part of the Discord. Helps out once in a while. Just a good guy. Check him out. All right. Let's do it. So, yesterday, sick. CPI pushed to the upside. We talked about Friday's lows. We said don't short or don't long if we're into it. It fails. It goes back to 19.4. 19.4 holds. 19.4 gives you an upside move. And that was the end of the day. That was literally the end of the day. And this is what I try to instill, and I'm going to continue to dig into everyone that continues to follow me. But obviously, it's going to take a long time to get some people to wrap their head around this. Guys, you can't trade all day. You have to stop. There was only 2 trades yesterday. There was the morning fade off a key level, and there was the attempt of a long off 19.4. After that, welcome to blowing up your account, right? Welcome to making trades out of random bullshit. Welcome to randomly taking positions that are totally meaningless. It was the Friday low fade and the 19.4 demand hold. That was it. There was nothing else. Anything else you traded, you made it up. You just made it up out of thin air. Oh, maybe we'll long here because we just got a steep pullback, and maybe I'll take advantage of some kind of quick reaction back to the upside. Maybe I'll short here because, maybe we got close to that supply again. I'm going to just try another short just because, fuck it. Why not? I'm just bored and I need to trade. That is why you lose money. If you don't stop, you will continue to lose money. If you don't stop, you will continue to wonder why you're not a profitable trader. If you can't figure this out and you can't stop yourself from trading in bullshit, you will never succeed. I'm telling you, this is one of the biggest revelations I have had to be a profitable trader. I cannot tell you how important this is. If you stop trading in random spots and just trade key inflection points, like I didn't even trade this low yesterday. All I traded off was this rejection. That was it. That was all I was interested in. Can I fade this rejection? That's the highest quality trade of the day because it's off of a key level. It's off of previous Friday's lows, and that's where I believe you can actually get a trade today. Other than that, I understand that I'm trading in bullshit. You need to stop, okay? That's how I'm going to start the live stream. If you can't figure that out, then it's just, it is what it is, man. I can't do much else than tell you that, right? If you're here at 3 o'clock trading for no reason, if you're sitting here at 3:30 trying to trade some SPX for absolutely no reason, you are going to continue to lose. You might find success in the short term. You're going to have those days where you're like, oh my God, I just made 10K at 3:30 off some random fucking trade. Great. Guess what? You'll give it all back. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. So, let's lock in. It's about one trade a day, couple trades a day off of key levels. It's not about sitting here all day. Man, not only will you improve your trading, but you will improve your lifestyle. You want to get off this chart. I don't want to sit here all day. That's the last thing I want to do. Get me a nice opportunity and get me the hell out of here, right? I think the key is that new traders, they don't understand the risks that they are putting themselves into. They want to be here, right? They think this is a friendly place. This is not a friendly place. This is not a place that you want to be sitting and watching all day. You want to try to take your little piece and run. It's like a scavenger, right? You're trying to run in, take your piece, and get the fuck out. Because the longer you sit here, the more you will get used and abused. It's just simply how it is. But I think new traders are like, oh man, let's trade all day, man. I love trading. I'm going to sit here all day. I'm going to go ahead and keep trading. I'm going to keep making money because this is trading. I love trading, right? I think once you realize how nasty this place is, after getting smacked in the ass like 1,000 times over the last, for me, I've been doing this for 12 years, right? You start to realize, hey, this maybe isn't a nice place to be. I don't want to sit here all day. I don't like being here, right? I know how much risk I have just sitting here. There's a lot of risk, and I don't want to be a part of that. But if I see something I like, I'm going to take my shot, but I'm going to get out, right? If I don't like it. That's just a progression, and I'm trying to push you further down that progression road quicker. That's my goal, right? That's why I'm here. That's my whole purpose. My purpose of doing this is to try to push you along the learning curve quicker than what I had to do, right? And trying to tell you things that I've learned over the last 12 years of doing this. I would recommend listening. I would recommend listening. All right? So let's get started. Press that like button, subscribe. There's your little morning spiel because, man, this has been on my head, and it's starting to frustrate me that people just really don't get this, and they can't help themselves, right? People just can't help themselves. But you have to, guys. I hope that someone out there can take this advice and help themselves. But I can't make it like I can't come to your house and make you do it. You're going to have to be mentally strong and figure this out. So, let's continue. Nasdaq futures. Actually, well, we know PPI is coming. We know all that. Let's just skip right to the levels, guys. PPI, we had Adobe earnings last night. Do we have anything important besides Adobe earnings? I think we have Ulta earnings tonight. Yeah, I'm not that interested. Let's just jump right into the levels. So, yesterday, got an itch in my nose. All right. Now I got to sneeze. Hold on. All right, we're good now. I'm all fucked up. So, yesterday, CPI, we said, guys, be careful at Friday's lows. Boom, straight down. Bam, straight down. Where do we go? Straight back into the 19.4 demand. Bam, straight back up, straight back into supply, and then we just chopped around the rest of the day. We are in the exact same zone. So, there is nothing here. Welcome to nothingness. I have zero interest in trading if this is where we're sitting. None. You should not be interested in trading in this zone. If you guys are struggling right now, if you're bleeding out, if you need to stop the hemorrhaging, or if you need to hemorrhage the blood, hemorrhage is when you stop the blood, right? If you need to start to hemorrhage the bleeding, you need to stop trading in this zone. You need to simply wait until we get out of this, right? Maybe it's 19.4 to 19.770. Maybe it's down below these lows at 19.2 and 19.770. You got to find yourself a zone today to say, I'm not going to trade until we get out of this zone. That's what you have to do. That's what you're going to have to do. If you're succeeding in this zone, keep smacking it around, right? If you're finding success, if you're in tune with the levels and you're trusting the levels and you took some longs off 19.4 yesterday, you took some shorts off 19.7, you took your profits because you're sort of in tune with what you're doing, great. Keep smacking it around. But if you're struggling here, you need to sit back and say, I'm not trading until I break out of this zone because this zone is not something that I want to be a part of. So today, it's about 19.4. It's about 19.770. If we push up into here, watch for the fade. If we push back into 19.4, watch for the bounce. If we break under 19.4 today, I think you could get a little bit of volatility, right? I think it's possible to see maybe a little bit of something under 19.4 into Tuesday's lows, right? That is possible at 19.2. I think that's a possibility, right? Under this low, under yesterday's lows, under that pre-market low, there might be something under 19.4 into 19.2. But I would be a little bit cautious on that trade. That wouldn't be a trade that I would put large size or feel very confident about. Why is that? Because you just are exposing yourself to this messy action over here, right? Look at all this messy action over here. Like, maybe we drop lower and we just randomly hold this low right here, which is like 19,280, or this low right here, 19,270, right? It's not really a clean area down here between 4 and 2. It's messy, right? You see this mess over here? I wouldn't be that confident. But maybe there's a nice intraday just clean smackdown off 19.4 that you can grab 10, 15, 20% on some Qs, right? So maybe some Q puts. That's a possibility. I'll keep that open today to see if that starts to happen. If we push off 19.4 today, you're watching 19.770. The best long, the mindless long that is still apparent on this market is over 770. Over 770 to 20,000, I think, is a pretty mindless long. I think this would be pretty much straight up, in my opinion. Over 770 to 20,000, in my opinion, is straight up. Because you went basically straight down here, you went straight down and straight up here. This is going to be sort of a vacuum zone. So if we do get that break and retest today over 770, right, and we do see something like this start to form, that would be a long I would attempt, right, and look for that target to 20,000. That would be maybe one trade I would consider today. The other trade I'd consider is a pop and fade. That's the trade number 2 that I would consider, and that's really it. That's really it. These would be the only 2 trades I'd be interested in. One's long, one's short. I'm not interested in longing these lows, personally. We're just not in a market to long lows. That's just simply how it is, right? This is not a market you long lows in, okay? Look, this. See this? See that? That looks straight down. No, I'm not interested in trying to long a low in this trend down. It might work for like 10 minutes. It's not an A-plus trade. So if you want to be part of that, I'm not saying it's not a possible trade. It's just me personally, my personality, the way I trade. I want like the if-then statement. I want like the big change in direction. This is sort of just a, maybe a little bounce. Maybe I can scalp a little bit. I think that is possible today. I would rather long over this level. If we get above this level, I long over it. That would be my long. Or this is my short right there. And that's it. If I don't get either of those today, I'm going to keep it real light. Keep it real light, and that'll be it. Move on with my day. So let's see. 19.4, 19.2, and then the 19,000's big down here. One thing that I will say is there is a very interesting case. You can make a very interesting case for this being a absolutely disgusting bear flag. This would be a really, really bad bear flag breakdown. Why? Because you've gotten some hope that things are holding up. You've gotten some people that are probably buying pretty heavily here. If this breaks this bear flag, it's going to get really ugly. So let's hope that doesn't happen for our sake of our long terms, because I don't think that's going to be very pretty, to be honest. That is very similar to what we saw right here, by the way. You tried to hold this low. You tried the bear flag. You were trying to push higher. You bear flagged, and you got absolutely smoked. This is possibly the exact same thing. I'm going to make sure you understand that. That is possibly the exact same thing right there. If that breaks, if we break 19.4 today, that could facilitate the bear flag to 19.2. That could facilitate it down to 19,000. And if we break 19,000, wouldn't be good. QQQ. Same exact fucking read. Exact same thing. There's no difference here. Look at the Qs. Friday lows right here. Friday lows. Push into it. CPI. Bam. Straight down. Beautiful. Beautiful fade yesterday on the Qs at 480.50. That was our game plan yesterday morning before the market opened in the pre-market live stream. And that is exactly what happened. So we got a smackdown off that Friday low. You rejected Friday lows all day. All day you couldn't get above Friday's lows. And you can see that that is still keeping this market lower. As long as the Qs are under Friday's lows and 480.50, you are not going higher on this market. It's not happening. You need a break and hold above. You need to hold above yesterday's highs. You need to hold above Friday's lows. That is the only way that this market goes higher. And even at that point, you're trading back into Thursday's lows, and you're still trading back into the 200 SMA, which is still probably the main smackdown point, right? If we get a 200 SMA push, that's probably going to be a very aggressive smackdown point once again. There's a little level here, which is similar to that 19.4 on the Nasdaq futures. It's 472 on the Qs. That 19.4, you guys can see right here, if we go to the Nasdaq futures, that 19.4 level that's been sort of holding up here over the last few days, that is 472 on the QQQ. So you guys can see that is right here. So 472, possible little bounces today. I would not be short into 472. I also would not be interested in longing that personally, even though, right, it could definitely present an intraday long opportunity. I'm just not interested in it. Friday's lows, 480.50, 480.50, 480.50. That's a very clear smackdown point. Under 472, you likely trade into these lows at 468, 465 again. Maybe a little bit of break and retest action under 72 into 68 again. But that is a very tight zone. If you are going to trade through it, you better be aware of how to take profits and what you just have to know your plan if you're going to trade that type of a zone. All right, S&P 500 futures. Man, oh my God. What a smackdown off that Friday low yesterday. That was live yesterday on the live stream. We watched that rejection live. We talked about it live. And man, oh man, did that hit. Pop, CPI, smackdown, right off Friday's lows, bam, and that was it. We never even sniffed that level out again. Didn't even get a sniff of it. It was gone. We did not even get a sniff of that level the rest of the day. We couldn't even clear over the previous day highs. Right? I'm not going to keep this level here, but I'm just going to show you for today's purposes. we couldn't even get above the previous day highs on the pre-market yesterday, right? You have there, look at that previous day high right here, and that was the smackdown. So we got the Friday's lows. We got absolutely smacked. We couldn't even get above the previous day highs, and bam, sellers just took back over. So that was very clean. However, what is something that we have been talking about for the entire week? You don't short into 55.30, 55.60. You can't short into this zone. I don't care how bearish you are. I don't care how much you want this to go down. You cannot establish new shorts in this zone. You cannot establish shorts near this zone. If you establish shorts near this zone, you're just, I actually don't even know what's going through your mind. This makes no sense. So the only way you establish a short that's not at Friday's lows is if you are under 55.30. That's the only place you can establish a short now, unless you are back higher into supply. Unless you are back higher into supply. You can establish a short down at this major demand. It does not make sense. You have to be higher or you need to be under, right? So if we fail 55.30 today, I love it. That would be a nasty one, okay? That's where it gets nasty. Under 55.30, there's going to be a party on the put side. Under 55.30, I would look for that. If we hold this demand again, which is very visibly there over the last 3 trading days, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all 3 days, push, right? Very clear buyers stacked up here. If we get another push off this level today, watch to see what happens as we fade higher into 56.70. 56.70, Friday's lows, smackdown on CPI. Let's see what PPI does today. If we break above that Friday low, if we get over 56.73, then I think you probably have some pretty free upside into Thursday's lows, which is around that 57.20. If I zoom out, the key spot, if you get above Friday's lows, if you get above Thursday's lows, really the key spot is right here. This is really the inflection point. 57.50, right? That is Tuesday's lows last week. That is Wednesday's lows last week. That is the rejection that came in Monday morning. That was the flip right here. This was the flip. When this flip happened right here from support, right, into a rejection on Monday, that was it. So anything, even under 57.50, you are exposed to smackdown, right? This is the main flip point, 57.50. You get above 57.50 here, then I would say, all right, maybe it's time to look for some upside into 58.20, and then ultimately, well, let me take that back for a second. This is like an important flip level. Let me show you the actual flip level. The actual flip level is still way higher at 58.60, 5900. That's like the real level, right? That's when things really got bad. You can see right here, once we broke that 200 SMA, we were trying to hold the 200. We turned the 200 into rejections. That's like the real level, right? So anything under the 200 SMA, anything down here under the 200 SMA, you are in a bearish structure, right? If you are under the 200 SMA, you should only be looking, in my opinion, for fades. Unless you can, unless we start to see some really bullish action over these levels, which we'll see, but this is where it really starts to get interesting. All right, if we can actually get a push back over the 200, that would be where, you can probably have a real sigh of relief if we can reclaim the 200 SMA. Until then, you need to understand you are trading below the 200 SMA. And just think about what that means. That is a bearish thing. You don't really want to be that bullish looking for bounces if you are trading under a 200 SMA. So let's continue to trade the way the market's moving. And it's been very nice if you just have been accepting it, right? 56.70 today, Friday's lows. Thursday's lows, 57.20. You have a very clear level here at 57.50. You have this very nice 58.20 fail that's showed up a few times. And then, of course, at that point, you'll be getting real close to the 200 SMA. Let's see what happens if we get up there. If we break under 55.30, if we break under 55.30 here, you might see a free fall. I would say we're gonna have to go to the 4-hour for this. I would honestly say, I think the proper thing to say, like the proper level to really consider, is 5,300, 5,320. That's really what I'd, that would be like where I'd actually have confidence to tell you that that's where we could hold, is right here. These 2021 highs, 2022 highs, 2021, 2022. Right there. That's like where I could actually give you confidence that we would hold. Under 55.30, you really don't have a whole hell of a lot here, guys, until this high at 53.20. So that could get nasty if we get that today, right? Look at the action below this. Look what happened here. This is very telling. This is very telling. Look at this action right here. See this? This is back on August 1st of 2024. Look what happened when we broke 55.30. Look at this. Just a monster flush. And you tried to grind back off 53.20, right? You just grinded back off of it. Under 55.30. Right? That's telling. Let's see if we can get a little bit more time here. We got 3 minutes till PPI. We'll go to SPY real quick. Yeah, I mean, this was the rejection, 55.30, rejection, 55.30. If we fail back under that, I would say there's going to be some weakness. So, something I would watch. SPY. Let's go to the SPY. So, SPY, same level. Friday low. You guys can see right here. Friday's lows, 565.50. That was our rejection yesterday. Very clear. Very nice. Downside, 555. 555 and 550 would be the two spots I'd watch. But if we break that 555, watch that 550, and I honestly think you just watched the ES today. Way cleaner. 55.30 is just very clean. I'm assuming 55.30 is going to be right around that 550 area. It looks like it's right around 552. 552. I'm still going to see how this plays out. This is a little bit, it's not as clean as I'd like it down here. But there is a little bit at 550. There's a little bit here at 550. It's going to be a little tricky, I think, down here. I think the ES is cleaner. What's that 552 level looking like? Yeah, see, I really don't see much at the 552, to be honest. It's just sort of a messy zone. Honestly, yeah, I'm going to say, like, look at this 555 spot. See this? 555, 555, 5. That's a very clean level. 555, very clean level. Look at that. Holds, rejections. Look at this rejection right here. Exactly 555. Look at the attempts of holds here. Look at how that failed back under it, 555. Yeah, that's a clean level. So that is, in my opinion, this is like last line of support here for the SPY. You got to hold this. 555 SPY. In my opinion, you watch that, and then you sort of conjoin that analysis with the ES 5530, 5560. If you break below both of these, you know you're going to look for downside. Okay. Yeah, that's it. 30 seconds until PPI. Let's see what this does, man. Let's keep the Nasdaq futures up. Let's see what we do here. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Oh. Popper. Let's see if it's a fader. That ain't going nowhere. That ain't going nowhere. That's a weak bounce. core PPI. Wow. Wow, big decrease in PPI. Negative PPI. Huh. Jobless claims 220 versus 226. Wow. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's not going anywhere. At least not right now. All righty. Let's move on. If anything happens, get me updated. Keep me updated. Let's jump into the Mr. Dow Jones. Dow Jones, our 41.2 level, held pretty strong yesterday. 41.2. We'll turn that green like it's supposed to, even though sometimes I'm lazy to do that. So you got your 41,200. You got your 42,000. There's your channel. IWM, no changes, 200 to 204. SMH, we talked about the SMH likely finding some support down here. It surely did. All right, remember we talked about sort of reducing the short risk on SMH or reducing the short exposure. You can see the SMH had a little bit of a bounce yesterday. I'm assuming it's going to start to try to maintain down here. So I really don't see any reason to be shorting semiconductors with that downside. You can see Nvidia. Nice day yesterday. So semiconductors may stop bleeding a little bit down here. Obviously, unless we get another leg lower in the market. But like we talked about, the SMH is at a monster weekly low, right? Look at this weekly chart. I don't think there's much reason to be shorting semis in this zone. And that could sort of facilitate maybe a little bit of relief on the semis, something I would continue to watch. All right. Let's jump into the IBIT, because the IBIT actually an interesting setup today. Bitcoin, this is a big day for Bitcoin, guys. And why do I say that? Because it's at a huge retest level. This 48 spot for IBIT is really important. We need to get over this for Bitcoin. Bitcoin needs to get over this retest level. You can clearly see previous lows, this rejection high, and you're failing under 48 this morning. This is right around 92K on Bitcoin. Oh, no. Wow. Sorry, not 92K. That was up here. This is right around 80. What is it? 80. Yeah, it's right around 85 on the Bitcoin futures. 85, 84 area on the Bitcoin futures. But I like watching IBIT personally for the Bitcoin. And this 48 level is huge. So this has to break today. This has to break today. Or you're going to see something like this. So watch 48. I would be paying attention to that IBIT 48. All right, let's jump into Tesla. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Tesla. Some nice outperformance yesterday. I'm not going to lie. Really, it was confidence inspiring. And you're definitely seeing, some strength stepping in. And that's interesting, right, off our gap fill level. Remember our gap fill we talked about all the way down here? That definitely held, right? That 218 held pretty nice. And, man, already about 30 points higher on Tesla. Definitely a resilient stock yesterday. Definitely a resilient stock yesterday. And it's starting to show us a few levels here that we can pay attention to. 242, I would watch that. And then 237. 242, 237 would be the two levels I'd watch. This is these highs right here at 242, which are holding very clearly in the pre-market. And then this previous high from Tuesday at 237, which is very clear as well. But we need to get over this Friday high. This Friday low. And now we need to get over this clear pre-market after hours high right here. 250 to 254 looks to be your new supply level, supply zone. If you can get over this high right here, I would look for the upside today towards this 260, 262. It's like 262, 265 area, right up in here. 262, 264, right up in there is what I'd look for that next move to go to, right? So that is only if you get above this high. You can possibly look for like a break and retest of 250 today over these highs from yesterday. Look for a little hold above that. However, that means you would be trading into this rejection point from the after hours, which I really don't think that's very interesting. So I would want to clear out this upside supply here. I would want to hold above this high, see something like this, right? Hold above that, and then look for that long up into 260s. If not, this is going to fail again, right? You got to be careful of these fails again. If you break under this 242 level, you will fail into the previous day highs at 237. Okay? Watch this zone above. Tesla, I will say, strong outperformance yesterday and holding up pretty good again. So something to consider if we do see some kind of strength on this market. Nvidia, a nice push, a nice upside, a little relief, I would say. But I'm a little bit cautious on trading Nvidia in this zone. It's sort of a difficult spot. I don't think there's really any short opportunities until maybe 120s, 120, 122 area. I don't really like any of this. I don't see it here, right? I don't see anything clean in this area. I see something clean here at 120, right? So I would probably look for that 120 level to be a potential fader, or the 122. If I zoom out, I'm pretty sure that 122 stems back from a little bit back further. Let me see where that 122 comes from. 1 second. Yeah, this whole 120 to 122, I might put this as a zone, really. I might put this as a zone. I'm actually going to do that. I'm going to take these off for a second. I'm going to make this a zone. I think that whole 120 to 122 zone is going to be very difficult to break through. Let me show you why. So before you go ahead and start longing Nvidia, I would be very careful of this zone right here. Take a look at this 120 to 122 area right here. You have a lot of consolidation here. You have these lows here. You have these rejections here. You have a rejection here. You have these lows here. You have a rejection here. You have a rejection here. You have a rejection here. You have this consolidation here. You have this hold right here. You have this sort of consolidation here. Once we broke that, you saw that fail. Once you rejected this here, you saw that, yeah, it's 120 to 122. That's where you need to clear before Nvidia, I would say, is in the clear. If you see 120 to 122 fail, that would be your new fade spot, in my opinion. Right here. Right in here. That's the tough spot to break. There's going to be a lot of sellers stacked up here. And that's also going to be near that 20 SMA as you trade and as this 20 SMA continues to drive lower. So that's going to be a huge spot. So please be careful up there. For now, you are getting a little bit of break and retest action to the upside, which is actually quite nice for the moment. I would trust it if we were in a bullish market, right? You are sort of seeing these previous Friday highs, right, turn into new lows, which is actually, right, think about the difference on Nvidia versus the market. The market is not even above the Friday, right? The market's not even close to being above Friday's lows of last week. It's not even close. Nvidia is above Friday's highs and holding Friday's highs. So there's some kind of outperformance here on Nvidia, which is intriguing. Do I want to act upon it? Not really. I'm going to be honest with you. Not really. I think right now, guys, I just can't get behind big ideas right now, right? There was a moment in the market last year when there was, I was really formulating big ideas and there was really good trends and you could sort of trust the big idea. You can understand that there's not going to be anything that randomly comes out, right? We weren't like plagued by headline risk every day. I just don't think you get any big ideas here anymore, guys. I don't think it's worth it. Like, just trade what you see on the intraday and get out, right? I don't like big ideas right now. I'm like honestly scared to do it. And I think it's actually smart, right? It's really protecting me. Like a big idea here would be, hey, Nvidia's outperformance. I'm going to long Nvidia and I'm going to, get heavy in this thing and look for upside. You might be right. I can't get behind it right now. It just feels like there's too much risk. So that's just my personal read. Maybe you see something different, but Nvidia is definitely outperforming over this 112, 113. You can clearly see the holds here, and you could look for the long here today off that level. Be careful up in the 120, 122. Okay. AMD, shit, nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's just in a channel. I would love a fade at 104. I mean, if we get 104 on AMD, fade the shit out of it, in my opinion. That's what I would look for. If we get up into this 104 area, I would absolutely lock it in, looking to see if there's failures here. That would be the daily 20. That would be these previous lows. That would be a dream of a fade, in my opinion, if we can get that. Let's see if we can. Broadcom, back under this 195 spot. Rejection of the 100 SMA. This is going nowhere. Nowhere fast, in my opinion. You got to get at least over 205, in my opinion. Right over this. If you can get over this 205 and sort of break out of this structure, then I would say, okay, maybe we have something here. But until you're out of this structure right here, structure highs, structure lows, this is just a disaster zone. And I would not trade in it. Let's go to Netflix is actually my top watch for upside today. If we get upside, if we break that Friday low, I do like what Netflix is doing. Netflix is holding now above the 100 SMA. It's actually quite interesting. You can see right here, Netflix held that 860 demand nicely. It pushed higher. It held above this 100 SMA yesterday, attempted to push higher. This morning, we're holding it again at 900. I actually quite like that for Netflix. So 100 SMA Netflix, 900 zone. If this really stays stout, I would say you probably can get your push back towards this 950, 940 zone. Possible scalp long, something I'll be watching today. It's really the only one that shows me any interest today, to be honest. Meta, what a fade off Meta yesterday. This 924 level is huge on Meta. Look at this. Previous low, failure, and look at how we got stuck under this level all day yesterday, right? 624, 624 on Meta, big ass spot, alongside the 100 SMA as well. You got to get above that 624. If you can clear out 624 again and close above it, maybe we get interested for the long into like the 641. But if that thing fails again, that's going to keep us lower. Watch 614. Right now, Meta is, right? There are some stocks out there, guys. I will say there is one difference that's happening right now. Only one. And it has nothing to do with the market. The market is the exact same. We are still under the Friday lows. We did not break above it yesterday. We are in the same boring channel on the market. Now, there was something that we saw yesterday which was very weird, very different. We saw outperformance on individual equities, right? Which is, I can't tell you exactly what that means. I really couldn't. Maybe it's just some strong dip buying on individual equities. But there is some outperformance on individual equities. Why do I say that? Because yesterday we held above the previous highs, right? Look at that. Meta held Tuesday's highs as a new low. That's interesting, right? That's not the same as the market. This is different than what the market's doing. The market is failing under these levels, right? It's failing below these levels. This is holding above these levels. So sort of interesting, something to track. I wouldn't say, once again, you get any big ideas off this, but at least you track it, right? Hey, Meta's holding above Tuesday's highs. That's sort of interesting to watch. Let's keep watching that, right? Maybe that does result in something here. If it fails back under, then it's an even more interesting short, really. So, yeah, let's just keep an eye on that. So that Meta's doing that. Netflix is doing that. You know what's not doing that? Apple. Apple in the shitter, man. Apple has been ugly. Apple, Monday's lows, smackdown. This is a monster spot for Apple today. Take a look at this daily chart on Apple. I'm going to go to like the long-term levels here. I think it's down at 214, 215. Yeah, it's like 214. Look at this level on Apple, guys. This is sort of no joke for Apple here. Daily low right here, 214. Daily low right here, 214. If you break this 214 on Apple, I do not see very inviting demand down there, to be honest. So that's a little concerning for Apple. I would be watching this 214, 215 zone today. It probably does defend itself because of how big it is. Right, it is a huge spot. But if we do break below it, there could be a nice fade here again. I would watch that. Costco still has not given me an entry. I want to long the shit out of Costco, but it still just doesn't give me an entry. It can't get over 942. If Costco's not over 942, it's not a long. Palantir, I would watch to see what Palantir does here at 78.50.81 or 78.50.80 zone again. It's definitely a nice demand on Palantir. This is no joke. This is a nice spot. You can see right here. Nice, right? It turned into rejections, created downside, reclaimed, and now holding above. So this is a nice spot on Palantir. If we can get maybe another slide into this could be an interesting long opportunity if we can get down into that low. That would be something I would watch. 78.50.80. If Palantir maybe slides again today into that level, is there maybe something here? I would be interested. It's definitely an important zone for Palantir. We can see that. Might be something worth watching. Looks like upside is limited to these highs, which is right around 85. So is it really worth your risk? I couldn't tell you. Intel, the only thing, guys, what I'm going to say on Intel is just you either want to buy the shares or you don't. I'm buying shares of Intel personally. Intel trades at book value. Intel literally trades at, if they just liquidated their assets and sold them to the open market, it would be trading at what it's worth. That's like unheard of. I don't know if that statement is still true, but at one point it was trading at book value. Yes, book value on Intel as of end of 2024 is $24.26. That is like unheard of. So for me, I'll buy some shares of that. I'm literally buying shares at the company's worth if you just add up their assets. Like this is like the true value of Intel. So that's like sort of interesting to buy a company. I'm just doing it to see what happens. I mean, you're literally trading without a multiple. You're trading at value of company, which is unheard of. Sort of interesting. I don't know if that means it's going to go up, but I would say it's a good deal. And new CEO, semiconductor, U.S. company. Seems like it could be a dark horse. I feel like it could be a dark horse. And, for me, I'm going to buy, I've been buying some shares. I think I got about 15K in shares on this one. Have about 500 shares of Intel. See what happens. So, yeah, I mean, interesting. New CEO. If the market gets in a more favorable position, I'd say it's a stock to watch. But I don't, obviously with the market being so dead right now, I don't know how much this can really go. But if the market does, when the market does turn, when, not if, when the market turns, this will probably be a nice name. And not a bad time to maybe dip your toes. So that's that. Not financial advice. That's just what I'm doing. What else? Let's go Google, Amazon, Google, jack shit. I got nothing for you on Google. This is the disgusting zone on Google. 172 to 165. Absolutely nothing here. Don't even think about trading it. Amazon, maybe a fader. I maybe like a fader on Amazon. Maybe. Off the 200 SMA. I wouldn't be opposed to maybe trying a short off the 200 on Amazon if the market shows weakness today. That's something I will sort of monitor. A&F, piece of shit company. I shouldn't say that. I gotta take it easy on saying that. Definitely our top short watch last year, and look at this thing, man. Remember on the live stream we would say, what the hell is A&F doing? Why is A&F $200? Well, this thing has been getting toasted, which is pretty awesome to see, and it sucks that I took absolutely zero part of it. I would sort of be interested to see if there's a fade under 75 today on A&F. You can very clearly see this break and retest rejection. I would watch 75 breakdown. Something that's interesting. I'm actually just going to set an alert there. Create an alert below 75. If that thing fades 75, maybe there's a little juice there. MicroStrategy is the same. So, guys, this IBIT idea, look at this. Look at how we're failing right now at 48. If we fail 48 on IBIT, okay, I would watch Coinbase to fade this 198. Right? Take a look at this Coinbase. Look at this Coinbase. Previous lows, break. Look at the retest that's setting up. If we fail IBIT 48, Coinbase fails 198, and MicroStrategy fails 275 right here. If we get that failure in IBIT, watch out below on these two. I would say 250 MicroStrategy is a decent target. Coinbase, I'd say maybe down here around this low from yesterday, around maybe 183 is a decent target down here. But I would prefer to be short a little bit higher. If anything, you can just look to play the IBIT rejection of 48. If we do get that market weakness and that Bitcoin weakness. Something to watch there. CrowdStrike, yeah, I gave this one a peek today. I would be sort of cautious on what it does anywhere like in this, this 351. Look at this right here on CrowdStrike. See these previous highs right here? See this 351 high from Friday of last week? Be careful there. This could be just a fade. Watch 351. You also have the 100 SMA above, which is just not it's not really something you want to be long into, right? That's about it, guys. So let's jump into the market. Once again, we'll end the live stream with a little market review. Guess what? Terrible. This is terrible. This is the worst thing that you could have asked for today. You are sitting in the center of yesterday's inside range. You're absolutely right in the center. That is not good, guys. Please, for the love of God, wait for something to set up today. There is nothing here. QQQ, nothing. Nobo, if you spam the chat, I'm really not going to enjoy you being in the Discord, first of all. Second, if you join Lifetime, you literally go to WAP and you connect your Discord. Send me an email. Down in the description. Guys, if you have questions about your membership, send me an email. Vincent@options-insider.com. That's the only place I will respond to membership questions. Only place. Do not send me DMs. Do not send me anything else besides an email. Everything business goes through the email. 472, 480.50, right in the center. Terrible. ES, right in the center. Not very ideal. SPY, dead center. Not ideal. So, please wait for a level to hit today. That's going to be the key. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.